Ha ha! Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy freaking Thursday. This market is crazy. If you still got these ramblings and gossip, I don't know what you call it, crypto drama going on about Solana. I'm not sure I understand. Hugo Billion weighed in. Not sure I understand it, but we'll talk about it a little bit. But mainly, we're going to talk about why airdrop farming is freaking crucial during the bull bear markets. It's crucial. Absolutely crucial. I'm going to go over give you guys a couple of websites you can go to and get your foundation down for airdrop farming. I've been doing some on about 4 different chains now, maybe even 5 chains. And so I wanted to share that with you guys as well. Remember, this is not your 2017, 2018 bull run. This industry is different today. It's different. And we gotta get that. We gotta get that. It's different than in years past. We just we gotta get that. We gotta get a grasp on that and take advantage of it. Pay me an XRP is in the building. What is good, my guy? It has been a while. It's been a minute, bro. Good to see you. Look, in the end, we gotta realize that you gotta keep your money moving, if you will. Gotta keep it moving. Perhaps a percentage, 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, 20%. But in any case, you got to keep it moving. You can't just have it sitting idly by. You don't know how many times I've seen on YouTube or on crypto X, formerly known as crypto Twitter, where people said that they've been all in on one asset only and just been hanging out waiting. And the reason for that, a lot of it has to go with the quote unquote influencers who promote such kind of ideas. This is not 2017. It's different today. It is just massively different. But it's something that we said from day one, participating in ecosystems is important. You just cannot be hanging out on the ledger hoping that some dev is going to come up with some project that's going to make you wealthy. It ain't working. It will not work. The reason why Solana's ecosystem is become what it is because they have active participants. I know my guy Mickey Be Fresh and others talk about a lot of these projects not being on the XRPL. Not when for whatever reason that is, they're not active on the XRPL. Now I have my reasons. I believe it started way back yonder when Ripple and Open Coin, whenever that got started, and the devs there made a decision not to go DAO, not to go some type of governance, but to become employees. Once that happened, it was over because the individual retail open source concept or mantra did not move the direction of the XRPL. A company did. A good company, a great company, I would argue, but that's what happened. Pay me an XRP says, good to see my brother. I've been driving trucks over the road, getting to this money and immediately packing my crypto bags. I hear you, bro. I hear that. I hear that, right? That dirty, nasty fiat. We got to put that dirty, nasty fiat to work. It ain't working in the bank. I can tell you that. Yeah, I'm going to share some of this airdrop stuff. So it's just important. Look, I'm going to share a couple of platforms with you guys because it's hugely important to just kind of get a grip on what's going on. And, an opportunity, you certainly don't have to do any of this stuff. It's not financial advice, but it's an opportunity to kind of put your money to work, keep your money moving, if you will. And these ecosystems are coming out with these airdrops that afford them opportunity, gives them a chance to create a user base, that gives them a chance to test the workload on their projects. And in return, there's a certain group or percentage of those people who get these airdrops based on criteria, based on eligibility, based on qualifying, if you will. And if you meet those qualifications, then you're kind of benefited from that. And I've discovered 2 or 3 things that I think are kind of important in order to be able to claim these things. And what you're really investing is your time. If you do it smartly, the only money you really should be losing is in the transactional fees. That's it. You shouldn't be losing it in anything else. Even if you provide liquidity where there's, there's chances of impermanent loss. If you do it correctly, you can have some great things happen. You do it correctly, but you just have to do them correctly. Diego G, what's going on, my guy? Diego says the Solana coins I bought at $1.45 are paying off. Yeah, I would think so, bro. I would think so. I had Solana back in the day, was probably under a dollar. You know, getting on them soul flares when I had no idea. And I did probably like, 40% of the ecosystem did, after the second breakdown and stuff. I'm like, I'm done. But I was up even after the second breakdown. I was still up. So Solana's done its thing. Hugo Filion gave them, kind of a big shout out in a way. That CEO, co-founder of Flare Networks, gave them a kind of a big shout out. But in the end, the XRP hodlers have got to grow up and open their eyes, I should say, to the reality. And the reality is a digital asset that's able to be participated in, able to be used in the ecosystem is where it's going to win. And we have to accept the reality that in the early days, the early devs, David, Stefan, Evan, Jeb, made a decision on their own. No one tied them up. No one handcuffed them. They made a decision to take their services to a company. They did that. They did that. Didn't set up any kind of foundation until freaking years later. I mean, years. By this time, that said company had, it doesn't mean that the company didn't take input from the devs. Doesn't mean that. But said company kind of directed where the XRPL and the asset were going. They made a decision. They came to the fork in the road. They made a decision. Now, who knows? Maybe on the inside there was a vote. I don't know. Maybe there was, but I know one thing. The route that they chose was for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason, did not afford ecosystem growth in terms of projects because the route that the company chose was payments. It wasn't smart contracts. It wasn't, and anything that comes with smart contracts. They made that decision. Again, I'm going to say it again so people don't get mad at me. That company is a great company. That company has been a good steward of the escrow and I believe the XRPL. I believe that. But they got to focus. Their focus is not retail investors. It doesn't mean that the XRPL ledger and ecosystems won't come on the XRP ledger, but the company's focus was if we can move anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny, who's going to be the customer that is going to revel in that idea? Do you care if something's less than a penny or 4 cents? Do you care? You're making a transaction on said decentralized app. And one app is 4 cents and the other is less than a penny. Do you care? And let's say for some reason you're in the United States, you can't get access to the app that's the D app, rather, that's less than a penny. Do you care that you're doing something for 4 cents? As a retail investor, do you care that it costs 2 cents? How about 30 cents? It's going to cost you 30 cents to move $2,000 and deploy it on a dApp, on DeFi. Do you care? Here's why you don't care. Because the other option is Ethereum. Right? So you don't care if it's 30 cents on Solana. Why do you care? You don't care if it's 10 cents on Polygon, 15, 12 cents on Arbitrum or Optimism. You don't care. It might even be less than 5 cents on those layer twos. You don't care about that. You don't care about moving anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny. You don't care, right? But guess who cares? The entity that is moving billions to tens of billions to hundreds of billions to trillions of dollars a day. A day. Those entities care. Those entities care about moving anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny. Those entities care. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference. That is the difference. That's the difference. Because of that decision made way back yonder, that essentially slowed down the onslaught of projects catering to the retail investor. It slowed it down. It didn't deny it, but it slowed it down. If the blockchain is catered to payments, there's no smart contract. It's not catered to DeFi, right? It's not catered to that. It was catered to payments. So unless you were a project that was going to specialize in payments, really the only thing left was kind of like wallets, right? It's just this decision was made. And unfortunately, those people that move tens of billions to hundreds of billions to trillions of dollars per day, guess what they do? They just take their time. They take their time. And when we say take their time, we're talking years to a decade. They take their time. They can't afford to have something. They can't afford to have Solana break. They can't afford that. No, they can't. And so they take their time. That's why this is the way it is and what it is. Years later, Foundation XRPLF. Years later, grants and grant programs, right? Years later. Years and years and years later. That's the difference. And again, that's the difference. So, and I hope I explained that to you guys enough. We got to wait. Look, Root Network's out. Root Network's out. For those of you dissatisfied about Solana, are you participating on Root Network? I bet you you're not. I bet you are not right now on Root Network and have staked your XRP over there. I bet you. I'd be willing to bet you. I'd be willing to bet you haven't provided any liquidity on the Moai finance, Moai finance. I'd be willing to bet you that you haven't. The reason for the outro is the reason for the outro. The Crypto Siege outro. Are you participating or are you standing on the sidelines? It's the difference. That's the difference, my friends. All right, so let's get into a couple of things. Look, I'm not going to go over the numbers, fam, because we all know the market is just doing, oh my gosh, what the market does. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button. We always like to have just as many viewers as we have, just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream. That would be super, super awesome if you can hit that live. I'm going to share some stuff with you guys. Let me do this. Just a couple of places to kind of get your foundation. It's like foundation stuff. Billionaire H, what's going on, my guy? Good afternoon. Like, smash. I appreciate that, bro. All right, how am I going to do this? Let's go share here. Let's go share. Yeah, let's do that. Don't need sound, I don't think. Let's just share. Let's just share right here. So a couple of things that really help you to get your foot wet, if you will. Set up a foundation for getting your toes wet is this platform in terms of airdrop farming is this platform called layer 3 layer3.xyz. So layer the number 3.xyz. And what this does is it allows you to search for particular airdrops that you may or may not have heard from. And what they do is they highlight different platforms like ZK Sync, for example. You can search in here and you can search different platforms, right? So I could hit search here. And let's say I could search Linea. And it'll come up with what different activities that you can do on layer 3. You earn these quote unquote points, but you get exposed to, if you will, Linea's ecosystem, whether they have swaps, whether they have an exchange, whether they have a centralized exchange, et cetera, et cetera. And you can also search by different chains, for example, Polygon, Arbitrum One, Base, Solana. And it'll give you a good foundation, like right here, it says exploring ecosystems Linea, right? And you can introduction to Linea, swap on layer 3, bridge to Linea, and it kind of gives you a good foundation of the things that the airdrop platform or a blockchain may be asking you to do, right? So for example, here's Linea. Once you connect your wallet, you can get a good introduction to what Linea is. You can get their socials. You can learn more about their airdrops, et cetera, et cetera. And there's different things that get you in practice, like bridging, like swapping, like minting NFTs, if you will, on different platforms, right? It gives you a really, really good foundation for doing that, right? You can see here it says the different difficulties. It says beginner. Linea only has 6,400 people participating right now, which is crazy great. Definitely one. I did this a few days ago. Definitely one that you want to get on for sure. Let me see if I do something here. Let's see. I'm a big well, I wouldn't say that, but let me see. Let me do something here. See if it'll work. Just to kind of give you an idea of some different things. All right, so it says do this. You log in here. I am logged in. Yeah, see, it's gonna ask me to sign L said hardware wallet, which I don't have hooked up, but I will hook it up real quick. So layer3.xyz, again, just good fundamental foundational place to start to kind of get an idea. What does airdrop farming requirements and or eligibility look like? Let me do this real quick. I wasn't planning on logging in. Let's see if this will work. Nope, let's try it again. You gotta have your hardware up and running before you sign in. But you see, you can use Binance Smart Wallet, interesting. MetaMask, Phantom, big fan. XDeFi Wallet, big fan. Coinbase Wallet, yeah. Coinbase Wallet is not really high on you having levels of security. They're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Why is this not working? Oh, that's right. They changed their thing, didn't they? They changed this. I can't show you that way. I'll have to show you another way. Let me hook up my Phantom wallet and show you guys. So again, let me sign in. And this is taking a while. I generally use like 3 different wallets. That's good. Just do that. Sign. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Yes. You got it. What? What? This thing is not working here. It's not working here. So in any case, there it is right here. Emerging ecosystem for Linea. This is a good platform. Layer3.xyz for foundational stuff. Search different blockchains. Nice. Search different blockchains for sure. Like there's Linea, you can do ZK Sync, which I think is a really great one. Linea is a really, really great one as well. And you just do these quests. You see it has quests here. You just do the quests. And like base on chain has says an icebreaker, base on chain daily based mint. There's something that I'm supposed to be doing every day, and I don't remember which one it is. But in any case, this is a really, really good one. And the reason why I say during the bear or bull market is because a lot of times there's going to be projects that launch during these bear markets, right? And it's an opportunity for you for as little as $50, little as $100 to earn 4 and 5 figures from these airdrops, right? I mean, that is really, really significant number. Let's see some. Stop the share. That's a really, really significant numbers. Probably something going on with my VPN. Why that thing's not wanting to connect right now, but in any case, that's a good place. Layer3.xyz. Again, for $50 to $7,500, and you can put yourself in a position to qualify for airdrops of 4 and 5 figure airdrops. And what people are doing is when they get these airdrop stuff, they're then taking the airdrop money and participating in things like meme tokens on these projects that are early, for example, right? Or they're taking some of them and they're saving it for the next airdrop. So you could roll it over $50 to $100 initially, roll that over to the next airdrop. And what I've discovered and what I'm learning is what they're counting on is really not the fact that you may have taken $50 or $100 or $500 or $1,000 to participate. They like 2 things: the number of days per week and what they call the volume activity of a platform. So, for example, They want the volume. So it's not $1,000 necessarily, because I mean, that's good volume. But what they would like to see is $100 in 10 transactions, right? So $100, you take $100 of USDC, swap it into Solana, right? That's $100 transaction. You swap that Solana of $100 back into USD. Now that's $200 of volume, but it's two transactions as opposed to, just one $200 transaction, if that makes sense, right? So that's what they like to see. And they also like to kind of see, that 2 to 4 day a week activity. Obviously, if you can do 7 days, awesome. But what they don't like is once every 3 months, once every 60 days, right? They want to see active participation, and that you're not just there for the airdrop, right? That you're not just there for the airdrop. The smart thing to do, again, for me, I found is to perhaps get the asset that's associated with the platform and or USDC, and just kind of find you a good swapping platform, and then swap that way, right? And then swap the token to USDC, the USDs to Tether, the Tether to another token, the other token back in the USDT, right? And so the only thing that you're losing out on, if you will, is the transaction fees. And if you pick the right ones, I stay away from pretty much the, if you will, the Ethereum ones, right? Try to bridge over, and most of these platforms are layer twos like ZK Sync, and then the transaction fees can be significantly less. But let me give you another foundational website again. And then what I'm probably going to do is another video kind of going over ZK Sync. How do you airdrop farm into ZK Sync? How do you airdrop farm into Linea or Wormhole, for example, or one of those other ones as well. What was the other one? The other one is is Interact.io, which is really Interact.io. Let me share. This is another one here. You see how it says Interact.io, but I believe that is for Interact. Another way of saying Interact.io. This is another one of those foundational platforms to get your feet wet. You could, 10, $20, 20, $30, get your feet wet. You do some different tasks. Right. For example, here on ZK Sync on Interact, these are some of the things that you can do. Right. Follow this Ronald Phi on Twitter, like a tweet, retweet a tweet, complete bridge to ZK Sync error using Ronald.Phi. Check your wallet ranks and mint a ZK Sync tracker NFT. Now, I almost did this. I didn't do it because I wanted to make sure I understood some more stuff about this Ronald.Phi. But this is a good way to, again, kind of get your foundation. You earn these little XPs. I'm not sure if the XPs are going to count towards the any potential airdrop. ZK Sync's airdrop has been confirmed, or if it's just something for this layer 3 or this Interact.io, which is Interact, or right, .io. So I'm not sure about that. But again, get your feet wet, get familiar, get comfortable. And then another thing that you do, if you want to, you can do, is if you're really that kind of deep learner, again, I'm going to probably do a video or two about each one, ZK Sync, Wormhole, Linea, is you can just Google or go to YouTube and search how to airdrop farm ZK Sync. I highly recommend looking into ZK Sync airdrop. How to airdrop farm Linea. How to airdrop farm Wormhole, right? And find some good people there that can do some good step-by-step on YouTube that kind of take you through. I would recommend some, but the way they go through it might be the same, might not be as appealing to you as it is for me. So, but if you just Google that, you find the one or two that you like, that explain really, really good step by step. And then you search their video list for other projects besides the ones you may be looking for to kind of get into it. I found like a guy. He has a bit of an accent, but he's pretty good. He does a lot of airdrop farming. Again, it's IN track. So it's intract with the TRACT.io. Intract.io. You can go to Quest. You can search for different quests, and you can get your feet wet in that as well. Interesting that Base had this. I did not do anything on Base other than I bridged over once or twice. And again, you check eligibilities, you check what's the other thing? Qualifications and stuff like that. Some platforms will list it out and they'll tell you exactly. Others, you really kind of have to guess or take your experience from airdrop farming to kind of figure out which ones, what are the activities you would have to do to qualify. For me, my experience and from my studying and due diligence is the volume of transactions and the number of days in a week that you're participating. So again, the volume of transaction, it's better to have 10 $100 transactions than it is to have 1,000 transaction, right? If you understand what I'm saying. So they really do like that. And that's kind of that days per week. I found that 2 to 5 days per week really helps because it shows that you're not just there for the airdrop, that you're actually participating, right? And the reason why the volume is because if you're doing 10 transactions as opposed to one, this is helping the developers. This is helping the project because every transaction is a workload. It's giving them some data as to how well their platform is performing. It's like a stress test thing. So again, one transaction of $1,000 doesn't do the ecosystem or the project as for the project as much as 10 transactions at $100, right? And again, you should not be losing any money other than transactional gas fees and things like that, right? So understand that there are risks. Understand that there are some risk and stuff to what it is that you're doing with any new project, but you gotta test that out and see how that's gonna go, right? So I'm a big fan of ZK Sync. I was using one of the exchanges that was on that project long time ago, ZZ Exchange. Now they got some other things going on. I think Linea being so new is important because again, it's kind of like the less people, the more per person you kind of get. It's kind of one of those deals. So, so Linea, Wormhole, ZK Sync. I don't know if the Solana things are kind of coming to an end. It's kind of coming to an end with the Solana airdrops. When I say coming to an end, in that they're so popular now, right? If there's 100,000 people as opposed to 10,000, right? Then those 10,000 get more. If you understand what I'm saying. So that's kind of what Solana is. So Solana is kind of in a tail end in terms of the ecosystem, and this airdrop farming is so popular that even though a new project may be coming in, there's so many Solana participants, it can make it
Participants.
Participants, it can make it a little more not as profitable, if you will. So anyways, so I wanted to share that with you guys. Let me get back to this. Make sure this thing is catching up. It doesn't seem like this chat is caught up here. Pay me in XRP. It has been a while. For sure. So that is there. That's so two good foundational ones. Now, if you guys want, I will definitely do like a step-by-step video on how to do it. And what I'll probably do is not go live, as I'll probably do is do a recording so I can be up in the wee hours of the morning when, the bridging fees aren't as high and the transactional fees aren't as high either. Because most of them you have to bridge from Ethereum onto the network, bridge from Ethereum onto ZK Sync Era, bridge from Ethereum onto Wormhole, bridge from Ethereum onto Linea. So I just wanted to, again, this is participating in an ecosystem as opposed to just hanging on for dear life, waiting for a wind moon. This is an opportunity to participate. And I hope that all you XRP holders are participating in the Root Network. Let me know if you're participating in Root Network. Tell me that if you staked your XRP on Root Network. Diego G is killing it. He kept his Solana when he got in at $1.45. It's 70 something, $80 now, Solana. Some crazy number. Congrats, bro. Congrats. Let me know if you're participating in the Root Network. Billionaire H, are you participating in Root Network? Billionaire H says working on it. All right, cool. Yeah, man. I mean, I had a good time over there. Good time. Participated, staked some XRP, bridged over. You know, you got to bridge over to the right network and all that stuff. It's really cool. Miss Crypto Seas is over here eating, snacking, got a favorite libation going on. Yeah. If you hear all that noise, cling clanging and all that, that's her over there. Getting her got her red wine breaking out, everything going on there. So guys, let me know. Are you? I mean, it's hugely important, guys. It's hugely important. Yeah, I do apologize. Do you stake a small amount of XRP on Root Network because you never know if it get hacked or something? Yes, 100%, bro. 100%. We always say in this channel, my friend, that don't chase the game, let the game come to you. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. $50, $50, $100, whatever might be a small amount to you. You know, in terms of XRP, you could do $10. You could do $5, $3. You could do $50. Not 50, but 50. You can do that, right? Small amounts, because again, these are new things. So absolutely, that's a good point, my friend. Good point. Test it out with a small amount. Test it out with small amounts. Even in this Solana airdropping stuff, again, I'm not Solana, but any ecosystem, you know, you test it out with small amounts because, you know, again, if you want to get to $500 in volume, you do $50 transaction 10 times, or, you know, $5 transactions 100 times, right? $20 transactions, you know, whatever time, how many times? However you get to 500 from 20. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I guess it would be 25 times, I would imagine, right? So $20, 25 times, that gets you to 500. I think it does. So that's kind of where I am with that, guys. And again, let me know in the comments if you would like to see some step-by-step on how to airdrop for Solana, not Solana, for ZK Sync, Linear, Wormhole. Where else am I? Yeah. I'm like, it's 3 projects on Solana that I'm airdrop farming on, like Camino and MarginFi, Drift, you know, things like that. But Layer 0 is a big one. I have not begun doing that one, but I believe that's going to be a really, really good one. Maybe I have begun it. But that's a great question, Nicole. That's a great question. Yeah. So don't chase the game. Let the game come to you for sure. Even when Flare Network launches, all right, right? Flare Network launches, I'll be testing with small amounts, baby. Let's see what's good. Let's see this F asset thing, see how it's working with, you know, small amounts. Then when I know that I know, right, it's proven itself, right? It's proven itself to me. It's my hard-earned XRP, right? So, but I did want to cover that for you guys. I hope that it helps. Again, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see some step-by-step things. And I'm probably going to just do some step-by-step videos. Record them at, you know, probably record those at like 12 Central, 1 Central, 2 Central, something like that, right? To kind of So I don't have to deal so much with those bridging Ethereum, fees. But I gotta tell you, this morning around 5:45 this morning, it was the same price as it was 11:30, 11:45 in the evening. So it kind of gives me an idea of the gas fees. I think the best time for gas fees are on the weekend and the wee hours of the morning. So 1 a.m. Saturday morning, 1 a.m. Sunday morning, probably the best time in terms of gas fees to kind of do your airdrop farming and stuff like that. So there it is, guys. I hope that gave you some good stuff. Layer3.xyz and then interact or intract.io. Get your feet wet fundamentally and do test out small amounts. But again, if you're an XRP, XLM community, I highly encourage you to check out the Root Network. I think it's staking.root network or stake.root.network. I forget what it is, but just go check out the Root Network on Twitter, the Root Network, and you can get to the staking portal and stuff like that. We've definitely done that because we put our money where our mouth is. We got to participate in places that are utilizing XRP for gas and rewards. Root Network is doing it. Moai Finance has, I think, 4 or 5 liquidity pairs. Moai, MOAI. Is it Moai Finance, right? 4 or 5 liquidity pairs where you can use your XRP, provide liquidity. Again, you can participate. You can participate, right? Because that's why Solana is killing the game right now. Solana is killing the game right now because of active participation. I mean, it's big, so I did a video the other day. You can check it out in the video playlist. I did a video the other day on the channel. Solana deserves to be ahead of XRP. They deserve to be there. They could have thrown in the towel after the second fail. I think it's either 2 or 3 times the chain stopped. It's stopped. They could have thrown in the towel, or maybe they couldn't. They got so many VCs backing them, but they didn't. They improved it. They improved it. And thus far, everything's cool. Everything's great. But that, again, the asset is the asset. That's the Solana token is the Solana token, right? Let me catch up into this chat here, see what's going on. Yeah, so that's kind of where I am for sure. We gotta deal with what it is that we can deal with. We'll see what the Zahao network has to bring. I did do the Evernode is going to be very, very interesting the way Evernode is running. Evernode planned on running on the XRPL, but kind of what it is, right? Moai Finance was like, I think I'm just going to hop on Root Network and I'll cater to the XRP ecosystem that way. That's what Moai Finance did. MOAI.finance, I believe. They like, I'm gonna hop on this Root Network. Root Network did it very, very smart. They did it very, very smart. They EVM integrated into the ledger, decided to make XRP as its default gas token, but there is an option to choose whatever token you want to use for gas. They did it a very, very smart way, in my opinion. I think the Root Network is going to be big. Again, we need more choices, not less. So future versus massive, absolutely massive. And so, for owning the Root token, I think for us is in the crypto futures home is smart. Obviously, owning XRP is smart. Providing liquidity on Moai Finance, I think is smart. And I think massively what's going to be smart is when Flare Network gets up and running and actually gets launched, because then you're going to be able to take that XRP and you can be able to take it to a lot of places, never losing custody of it. Never losing custody of it. You talk about some use case utility for the asset when that, yeah. But we gotta wait for that to get here. But in the meantime, there's other things you can do. Other things you can do. And Moai Finance is a perfect example. You can put 10, 20, 50, $30, provide liquidity, see what it's like, help them out in terms of stress testing the project, earn some, some fees from transactions, see what it's like, see what it feels like. To me, that Moi.finance should be growing in TVL. Right? That should be growing in TVL from this awesome, awesome XRP community. In my humble opinion, it should be growing in TVL. Right? It should be growing in TVL. We don't have to wait for Flare Networks, is my point. No matter how awesome it is going to be when it launches, we don't have to wait. We can participate. All right, guys, look, this is going to wrap it up. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here for sure. It's been a real cool hang. It's Thursday. Maybe I'll come out later tonight and hang out with you guys as well. And if you guys convince me enough, maybe I'll do a step-by-step on ZK Sync for you guys. Pay me an XRP. Peace, bro. All right, guys, this wraps up your, I'm going to end this live stream like I do all my live streams, remind you guys of this or these two things. Number one, old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. Number two, I would ask you to consider the possibility, perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.